Hello again, Year 6. So today we're going to carry on with addition and subtraction. We're looking more at the reasoning and problem solving side again, and we're going to be looking today at using our technical vocabulary whilst working out the answers. So let's just recap. Remember, you can complete an addition in any order, but not a subtraction. Okay, because with a subtraction you want a smaller answer at the end. You cannot take a smaller number, you cannot take a large number away from a smaller number. Okay, so we're going to look, as I said, at reasoning and problem solving, addition and subtraction again. So first of all then, this is a slightly easy one to get us going. What number is 451 subtract 246? So the tricky bit here is to work out what the word subtract means, but we should know that subtract means take away, doesn't it? Okay, so pause the video and have a go. What number is 451 subtract 246? And if you've done that correctly, you should have got the answer as 205. Let's move on, because that was pretty simple. So this is where it gets a little bit trickier, because what we've got to do first is work out what the numbers are. So what number is 306 more than 419? So our numbers are 306 and 419. So the first thing we've got to do is we've got to write those out. So 306 would be 306. 419 would be 419. Did you get the same as me? Good. Okay, so let's work out the question then now. What is the question asking for? So what number is 306 more than 419? Okay, so have a think about what the word more means. Pause the video and have a go. Okay, so hopefully you worked out that the word more means plus. Okay, so you would have done 419 plus 306, which would be 725. Well done if you got that correct. Let's move on. So this one is slightly trickier. Okay, it's designed to trick you. So if I increase a number by 382 and get 901, what number did I start with? Okay, so we want to know what number we started with. So we're increasing a number by 382. So if we're increasing a number, it means that we are adding to that number, don't we? Okay, so we've got a number, we don't know what the number is yet, and we are adding 382. Okay? And then we get, as our answer, 901. Okay? So we want to know what number we started with. So we need to find out this number here. Have a think for a second. What's the one word that we used last lesson that we are going to do here to work out the answer? It begins with an I. Have a think for a second. We're going to look at the inverse, aren't we? So we're going to do the inverse operation. So what that means is that we're going to start with our 901. Because our answer is now coming at the beginning, our sign changes. It becomes the opposite. So the opposite of addition is take away. Okay, so we're going to take away 382. And that will hopefully give you your answer. Pause the video now and have a go at that one, please. Okay, so hopefully you did 901 minus 382 and got the answer as 863. Well done if you got that one correct. Let's have a look at this one. So this one's a two-part question. It says add together 219 and 734, then subtract 486. So let's underline our important information. So we're adding the numbers 219 and 734. Once we've done that, we are then going to take away, subtract 486 from our answer. Okay, so it's two parts. If we split it down the middle, this is your first part. Add together 219 and 734. Then your second part is take your answer and then subtract 486. Pause the video and have a go at that now, please. Okay, so if you did 219 add 734, you should have got 953 as your answer. So then you take your answer 953 and minus 486 from it to get an answer of 467. Okay, so hopefully we all got this first bit right. And then this second bit is slightly trickier because you had to know that you had to start with your answer first and subtract from it. So these are slightly different, okay? So it says put one of these two signs to show which addition or subtraction is larger, okay? So this one here is one addition and this is a second addition. So what we need to do, we need to decide which of the answers is going to be larger. So in order to do that, we need to work it out. So if we do 485, add 213, we've got 5 add 3, which is 8, 8 add 1, which is 9, and 4 add 2, which is 6. Okay, so the answer to this one is 698. So then we're going to do the same with this one. So we're going to do 312, add 354. So 2 add 4 is 6, 5 add 1 is 6, and 3 add 3 is 6. So our two answers then, we've got 698, we've got 666. So we've got to work out which answer is bigger. Okay, so if we look at our first number in our hundreds column, we've got 6 in both numbers. So we don't know yet which is the bigger number. So then I'm going to move to my tens column. So I've got a 9 in my tens column here, and I've got a 6 in my tens column here. I know that 9 is larger than 6. So that must mean that this number is the larger number. So my crocodile sign would go this way around, because remember the crocodile mouth opens towards the larger number. Okay, so the larger number has got the biggest gap, the smaller number has got the point. Okay, so you're adding up both your additions first of all to work out the answers, because then you can work out which of the numbers is the larger number. Okay, have a go at this one by yourselves. So again, put one of those signs to show which addition or subtraction is the largest. So you've got 532 add 843, and you've got 722 add 543. So remember, they're two separate additions. That's 1 and that's 2. Okay, pause the video now and have a go. So you should have got 532 add 843 is 1375, and 722 add 543 is 1265. So if we look at our place value, in our thousands column, we've got a 1 in both. So we can't tell which is the largest so far. So then we move to our hundreds column. So in this number, I've got a 3 in my hundreds column, and in this number, I've got a 2. Okay, can you see? 3 and a 2. I know that 3 is larger than 2, which must mean that this number is the larger number. Okay, so your crocodile mouth opens towards your larger number. Well done if you got that one correct. Don't worry if you didn't, there's another chance to have another go. Okay, have a look at your sign this time. It's different, it's subtraction. Okay, so you are doing a subtraction instead of an addition this time, but it's still the same concept. So you would do 854 minus 234 and write your answer, and you would do 974 minus 634 and write your answer. Work out which of your numbers is the largest using your place value, and then put whichever sign in is the correct one. Pause the video now and have a go. So let's have a look then at the answer to this one. So 854 minus 234 is 620, and 974 minus 634 is 340. So if we have a look at our place value, in our hundreds column, we've got a 6 in this number and a 3 in this number. So I can see straight away that this one here is my larger number. So my crocodile mouth open towards my larger number, like so. Well done if you got that correct. There's just one more to have a go at to make sure that we understand this correctly. So, check your signs, make sure that you are doing the correct calculation. Pause the video and have a go. Okay, so this time we've got an addition and we've got a subtraction. Okay, so it's very important to check your signs and make sure you're doing the correct calculations. So we've got 345 plus 234 and 654 minus 322. So 345 plus 234 is 579, and 654 minus 322 is 332. Okay, so if we look at our place value, in our hundreds column, we've got a 5 in this number and a 3 in this number. So again, already I can see clearly which is my larger number. I can see that 5 is larger than 3, which means that 579 is my larger number. So my crocodile mouth opens towards my larger number. Well done if you got that one correct. Okay, let's have a look at this now. So we've got two circles added together, add a triangle, and they equal 13. Okay, so these shapes all have a number. So the circles will equal the same, and then the triangle will equal something different, but we've got to make a total of 13. Okay, so it's a bit of trial and error. So I know straight away that 6 add 6 is 12. So I'm going to put my circles as 6. Okay, so I've got 6 add 6 is 12, and then I can add 1 to get to 13. So I'm going to have my circles worth 6 and my triangle worth 1. Can you think of any other numbers that we could have for our circles? So remember, they've got to be the same and less than 13 so that we can add our triangle. Pause the video and have a think. Okay, so instead of 6, what else could I do? Think about your number 1 to 10. So I could have my circles worth 5, couldn't I? Because 5 add 5 is 10. And as long as the circles are the same number, it doesn't matter. So 5 add 5 is 10. And then what do I need to add to 10 to get 13? So put 10 in your head and count up to 30. So we've got 10, 11, 12, 13. So I need to add 3 to get to 13. So I would have a circle worth 5 and my triangle worth 3. Well done if you thought of that one. You could have also had your circles worth 4 or 3 or 2 or even 1. Let's move on. Okay, so what possible values could the circle and square hold? Can you find two possibilities? So these are like the ones that we were doing yesterday. So we've got to find two possibilities for what the circle and the square could be worth. So it's slightly like what we've just done. We've just got two shapes instead of 3. So what I would do a subtraction again. So I would start with 86, then I would subtract a number from my square, and it would equal my circle. Okay? Pause the video and have a go. Okay, so there's lots of possibilities like there were yesterday. Two that I found were 44 add 42 is 86, and 52 add 34 is 86. So for example, I would have done 86 minus 44, and I would have got 42 as my answer. Or I would have done 86 minus 34 equals 52. So I would have done the inverse again there. Okay, then let's move on. Have a look at this one. So again, I want two possibilities for what the square and what the circle could be worth. So remember, you're going to do the inverse. You're going to start with 230, subtract a number, which would be a rectangle, then your answer would be your circle. Pause the video and have a go. Okay, let's have a look. So two that I thought of were 102 add 128, which is 230, or a really simple one you could have had was 200 plus 30 is 230. Again, there are lots of possibilities, so I'm sure you've got different ones to what I have. Well done for having a go. Let's have a look at this one then now. So this one's slightly trickier because we've got a little bit of information with us. So the square is worth 10. The circle is worth half of 10. What is the triangle worth? So let's put what we've got so far into our shapes. So we know that the square is worth 10. We know that the circle is worth half of 10. So half just means divide by 2, doesn't it? So we would do 10 divided by 2. So how many 2's are in 10? So let's count up. So we've got 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. So hopefully you are holding 5 fingers up. So that means that half of 10 is 5. Okay? So then I just need to work out what the triangle is worth. So I want my answer as 26. Pause the video now and see if you can complete the question. Okay, so we know the square is worth 10 and the circle is worth 5. So now I'm going to work out what we've got all together so far. So I'm going to do 5 plus 10, which is 15. Okay, so I've got 15 plus something is 26. So now I'm going to do the inverse, okay? So I'm going to find this number by doing a subtraction. So I'm going to do 26, subtract 15, which is 11. So that means that my triangle is worth 11. Sorry, I've put circle in the answer, so that should say triangle. Okay, so my triangle is now worth 11. My rectangle is worth 10. And my circle is worth 5. So if we add them all together, we know that 10 add 5 is 15. If we put 15 in our heads and count on 11, so we've got 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. So we know we've got that one correct. Well done. Let's have a look at a worded problem now. Okay, so we're going to do this one together, and you've got one more to complete on your own. So Amy has been given the following number sentence. 81 minus 23 minus 11 equals 47. So Amy says, if you then subtract 34 from 81, you will get 47. Therefore, the answer must be 47. So the first thing we've got to do is we've got to see if she's correct. Has she done this calculation correctly? So what we'll do 81 minus 23 first of all. So 1 take away 3 you can't do, so we have to exchange. So change that to a 7, make that 11. So 11 minus 3, so 11, 10, 9, it's 8. And then 7 minus 2 is 5. So we've got 58 so far. So we've done 81 minus 23 is 58. So now we need to take away 11. So we'll do 58, take away 11. So 8 take away 1 is 7. 5 take away 1 is 4. So our answer should be 47, which is what she's got, so she is correct. Okay, so then question 2 says, why has Amy subtracted 34 from 81 instead of subtracting 23 and then 11? So where did she get this number from, as it is not on the cards above? So what she must have done, she must have seen that because she's subtracting all of these, she can add these two numbers together to get one larger number, so she only has to subtract once. So she will have done 23 plus 11. Okay, so 3 plus 1 is 4, and 2 plus 1 is 3. Okay, so she's got 34. So then she will have done 81 minus 34. Okay, so she will have exchanged there, made that 11. 11 take away 4 is 7. 7 take away 3 is 4. So she would have also got 47. Okay, so what she has done there, instead of doing 2 takeaways, she has done an addition here in the middle, first of all. Okay, because then she only has to do 1 subtraction. Okay, have a go at this one by yourselves. This is the last question now. It's similar to the one we've just done. So work it out first to see if she is correct, and then answer question 2. Pause the video and have a go. Okay, so Amy is correct because 163 minus 78 is 85, and 85 minus 13 is 72. Okay, so she's got the same answer as what we've got. And the reason why she subtracted 91 from 163 is because 78 plus 13 is 91, which means she would have only had to do 1 subtraction instead of having to do 2 like we've just done. Well done today. That was very tricky.